For me, it's iconic. To have an iconic brand is something that, people will remember. I'm Willy T10. I'm the president of Autohub Group. What I do is maintain and make sure the vision of the company is being applied to all the companies under the Autohub Group, to all the brands that we carry. I'm more of the visionary side of the business because I look at the future, not only the immediate future, but even the medium-term future of the company. I'm a chemical engineer from De La Salle University. Engineering because I love math. That's basically it. Chemical engineering is something I used also when I worked for my grandfather in his ethanol distillery business. During my time, 95% of ethanol is for drinking, and Filipinos love to drink. During good times, bad times, everybody drinks. Even boring times, they drink. So during that time, the demand for ethanol was pretty big. My grandfather passed away. My dad and his siblings decided to sell the business. A big group bought into it and wanted me to stay on because I was the only chemical engineer in the family. I stayed and grew the business, became a part owner. That's where I started to look into possibility of doing business on my own. When Ford came back to the Philippines in 1998, because they were here during the 80s, but left during the martial law years, I think. Ford came back and I said, there's nothing wrong with applying. So I applied for Ford. That's where I started to become an automotive dealer. I was awarded the first Ford dealership in Makati area, which is the central business district. It was a combination of planning and luck at the same time. And it took me about 5 to 6 months to build the first dealership. I formally opened Ford Makati in February 26 of 1999. 1997 was probably one of the worst times to do business. When 1998 came and Ford arrived, I took the opportunity, even against the comments and suggestions of friends. Why go into business? The Asian economic crisis was just a year ago. When I applied for Ford, I think it was April of '98. The Asian economic crisis just started less than a year ago. My friends would actually tell me it's really the worst time. But for me, just like in any situation, just like a stock market, when it's on the worst time, it's actually the best time to go in because there's nowhere to go but up. For somebody who had zero experience in the automotive industry, that would be the best time to come in too. Although during that time, I wasn't the only one who applied. See? Honestly, they don't tell me why. I guess it was the way I presented myself, the way I explained my weakness and convert it into a strength. Maybe everything rolled into one. I was 34, turning 35. I'm very happy I took the risk. I can say that now, but not when 1998. During 1998, when I took the risk, I wasn't sure what's going to happen. All I thought of was, I need to make it work. The only way to make it work is to work hard and work smart. I always believe that luck comes to people who work hard. So just keep working hard and luck will come. In terms of risk, I'm a very big risk taker. So I think one of the reasons I got the Ford dealership is because I told them that I believe 80 to 90% of our buyers do not like cars too. They just need one. So I'd rather think like the 80 to 90% of our customers instead of the enthusiasts, which is probably 10 to 20%. A friend of mine was the one who approached me if I wanted to go into the Vespa business, and that was probably more than 10 years ago. During that time, I don't know anything about motorcycle business. I don't know how to do that business except to just probably copy the way an automotive business would be done. I tried to be the Vespa distributor, but during that time, taxes were huge. So Vespa became very expensive. It was so difficult to sell the Vespa during that time. And then we lost Vespa to another distributor who came in after us, sold it at a super low price, way below cost. and Vespa came back to me. I was disappointed because they removed me and gave it to somebody else. Why took it back? Because the brand was so good. Initially, of course, the first impression or the first attitude I had was, why do you need to come back to me? You removed me, and then why do you want to come back to me? They told me that they wanted me to be the Vespa distributor in the Philippines. I felt that because maybe they got to interview a few and they didn't like them, so they had no choice but to come back to me. But they were insistent, so I told them that, the reason why I'm still talking to them was because I love the brand. For me, it's iconic. To have an iconic brand is something that, people will remember. Triumph, on the other hand, is one of the longest courtship I had before I became a Triumph distributor. I visited the booth of Triumph and I told them that I was interested to become a distributor of Triumph. First, I love the looks. For me, not being a motorcycle enthusiast, you always look at the looks. For the two wheels, we already had the entry level, which was the UM, and then with Vespa. We need something on the top. Finally, when they decided they wanted to come in, we were one of the 9 applicants. To cut the long story short, we were able to finally be the distributor for Triumph. So why Triumph? Because it adds premium to the Autohub group when it comes to the two wheels. We have an iconic brand already in Vespa. I believed it was a perfect fit because it wasn't competing with each other. There are 2 different markets for that, but a person can own both. I look at Vespa very similar to a Mini. The difference is one is 2 wheels, one is 4 wheels. When you see a Mini, what are the chances you would feel bad? You'd always smile. Same thing with a Vespa. When you see a Vespa, it's a natural tendency for you to smile. You won't think of bad things about a Vespa. Wow, naka-Vespa siya. Diba? And if you want to try 2 wheels, Vespa is the least dangerous looking 2 wheels. Yung parang tingnan mo siya, cute. Diba? Iconic, nice, It's not only for men. If you look at a Vespa, you'll say, if I want to learn how to drive 2-wheel vehicle, the first bike I'm going to try is the one with the least danger. Without even thinking, when you look at a Vespa, it's like it's harmless. Riding a Vespa would be a lot of fun. Even if you're in a suit, you can drive in a Vespa. I would probably assume and think that I'm a Vespa. The reason is because a Vespa is unassuming, it's humble, it's down to earth, simple. And whenever people see a Vespa, they smile. Without telling anyone, people know that you've been successful in life. But at the same time, it's not intimidating. To all the motorcycle fans out there, I would like to personally inform you that Vespa is here. It will stay, not only stay, but it will grow. And would like to be more connected to all the motorcycle fans in the entire Philippines. And thank you for supporting Motodor. We as Autohub Group will be closely working with Motodor. And if you have any questions or any suggestions or any comments, whether positive or negative, please feel free to voice it out in Motodor, and we will definitely look into it and find ways to come up with a solution. And as far as the Autohub Group is concerned, we're having our second brand, which is Triumph. And I hope for those who love the Vespa, I hope you love the Triumph as well. It's another iconic and beautiful brand, and we're very, very proud of it. And I hope you consider being part of the Triumph family as well. Thank you.